Beanie Ben.
Alright.
That's right.
First of all, we gotta make sure we're in the camera. So Shema, scoot over. I didn't notice this because we were doing that. Kamer, you gotta come a lot closer towards here. While we do that, I just want to say good evening, everybody. How is it going? We are officially live. This is episode 18 of the Table Talk podcast. As you guys can see, we have a full house today, and I mean, can you actually do me a favor, please, if you can? Can you just twist the Mevo just a little bit towards the Kamer's side, if that is possible, just so that we can get her a little bit more onto the show. Yeah, you're not in it right now, but it's not your fault because I think that just needs to twist a little bit. I think you kind of did a little too much, maybe a little bit back more that way. Thank you, Big Sis. That should be perfect.
Right
That's
there.
good.
Oh.
Yep. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, like I said, welcome to episode 18 of the Table Talk podcast.
Good job.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is
I'm so
key.
proud of you. Good job.
Thank
Good
you.
job. This is wonderful. I'm so happy.
It is.
Yes, and I am excited about this show. Today we are talking about parenting in this generation. And as we are talking, Moti specifically brought his kids here so that he can look at them in the eye when he gives out the advice. As you guys can see, like I told y'all, we have a full house, and this is who we have here today. All right. First of all, we have Kamer Zindani, who is a friend of the podcast. She's been on the show a couple times already. Alhamdulillah. This is the second time, so a couple is two, right?
Yes.
But inshallah more to come.
Thank you for having me.
And,
this is great.
Yes, we got co-host Shema Ghalib is in the building as well. You got me, Omar T. You got Moti in the building from the Fantasy Guyz Sunday show. He usually sits here, but he has respect for the ladies. Can you scoot over just a little bit more? By the way, I'm looking at it from this angle right here, and you now need to scoot closer to Moti. Moti might want to scoot in right here more. All right? And then you have
You're getting close.
Big Sis. Wasn't at 7 p.m. It's at 7:02. I disagree. We were live earlier, actually. Whoever that is, MK1. Is that MK1? Is that Mohammed's?
No, I don't think
Okay.
no.
All right. Never mind.
All right, we have a comment already.
Yeah. The show on Tuesday night. Kel said.
Perfect.
We can't see Kamer. Well, we just fixed that. Hopefully, we can see her now. We can see Kamer now. Shema looks like she's hiding back there. All right. You wanna?
Good.
All right. You wanna? We got a Lions sweater on and everything. And then you got Big Sis Ivory. Did I introduce you already or no? I don't know if I did. But Big Sis Ivory's in the building as well. Like I said, today's topic is about parenting in this generation. Ivory got this topic and I thought, like, you know what, this would be a great one. And, she first said, Kamer, let's get her on the show. And then we also said, let's get Moti on the show as well. Both great people for this topic, so we're looking forward to it.
I just want to add, our highest ratings, our highest views was the show that you were on and the show that Moti was on.
Yeah,
so
that's the reason why I'm like, all right, you guys gotta come. We gonna top.
He's trying to take.
We gonna combine the viewers.
As long as we all connect.
Yeah.
We're all good. Yeah, for real.
Alhamdulillah.
Like, sir, I'm so happy that I'm on this show
Alhamdulillah.
because I really want to just speak it out and just all connect. And I really hope you guys just call up and just speak, just talk and ask questions and have fun.
And speaking of calling, thank you for mentioning that. So if you want to call in and enjoy and join the conversation, our number is 313-306-1750. Again, the number is 313-306-1750. Feel free to call in and you can join us on the conversation. And before we do start the conversation, we gotta give a shout out to our sponsors, Give to Gain and Leo's Konya Island from Royal Oak. I'm gonna start off with Give to Gain. Give to Gain is a non-profit organization that sponsors orphans in Yemen. 100% of all donations goes to the less fortunate. They just wanted to say that they appreciate everyone who donates. For those of you that are wondering why Yemen, it's the largest humanitarian crisis in aid operation. 5 million people are at risk of famine. 15 million people need water or sanitation support. So if you want to donate, you can Venmo them at Give, the number 2, Gain, which is Gain. Zelle 313-445-8638. Or Cash App, the money symbol, Give, number 2, Gain. Shout out to Rico, the one that decided to shed light on this and make it a sponsor, make it an advertiser for the show. We got people tuned in. please feel free to comment. I got YouTube in front of me. You can call in. Again, the number is 313-306-1750. Kamer says she wants people calling in.
I really do.
So feel free to call in. I still think either way we're about to have a great conversation.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Everybody got different kind of angles to come from. So we're gonna have some fun with this. With that said, the first question that I have is, what is your parenting style? But I don't know if you want to talk to them. I don't know if you did prepare that about parenting styles and stuff like that. All right, but the question is, what is your parenting style? So there's like, I think 3 or 4 categories of like basically the kind of style that you have. I know us Yemeni, we don't really look into it. We just kind of stick with something and do it. But maybe you don't know, like maybe what you do falls under one of these things. So
we all fall in one.
Yeah.
Or you might be like, you know.
I would say I'll be a mixture of all.
Listen, you want to answer the questions today?
which ones?
You want to be a part of the conversation, and I asked the
Well,
question?
you do have, I mean.
Feel free. I mean, I just want to let you know my handwriting is sloppy, so I may have to pull it up.
Pull it up.
Yeah,
But I would be like, can I just do that? I'm not a parent.
Yeah, but you can still join the conversation. Omar the Champ, that is the new name. Yes, thank you very much, bro. He's on my fantasy. Just want to throw that out there, but I might throw it out on all the shows. Just want to
How's
throw
your
that out.
fantasy looking?
Great. I won 2 championships in 2 leagues, alhamdulillah.
Oh,
So,
wow, mashallah.
I mean, 2 out of 3. Okay. So, I was very happy. But we're not here to talk about fantasy. We're here to talk about reality. What are some parenting styles?
So it depends on your responsiveness and your demandingness, okay? So the first one is permissive. This is where the child is child-driven. You know, it's all about your kid. You don't give that much rules. Sometimes you hardly even enforce any rules. You overindulge in the child to avoid conflict. So you just give the child what they want, okay? That's the first kind. The next one is authoritative, which is this is actually the best one, I think personally. This is where you're solving the problem together with the child. You set clear rules and expectations, there's open communication, and there's natural consequences, okay? The other one is authoritarian, which is parent-driven, strict rules, punishment, one-way communication with little consideration of your child's social and emotional and behavioral needs. That's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have the neglectful parent, which is uninvolved or absent, provides little nurturance or guidance, indifferent to the child's emotional and social behavioral needs.
We're going to have to sip some tea on for that last one because we ain't going to call out people.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say it right now. You guys, everybody at this table that has, well, I mean, you don't have kids yet, but I know you know, when you do have kids.
Yeah, she can answer these questions when you do have kids.
None of us are
inshallah. That's what I'm trying to say.
All that's doing is bothering me right now. I don't want kids.
Well, okay, yeah, I mean,
It's a sensitive topic.
I mean,
I want to just
you
say
could adopt it.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want enough money to help. I want to make enough money to help. Remember what we were saying the other day? I want to make enough money to help the people that are already here. I feel like that's what I'm here for. Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
So
I mean, that still counts.
You're building your house in Jannah that way.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, so let's start off with Kamer.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, I really fit under all those categories. And then different phases in life. I mean, again, I was a young mom, like out of the blue type of mom, literally. And then I have boys, no girls. I was raised with girls. 8 sisters, 1 brother. And dealing with them by myself. I had to learn every step of the way by myself. I was so afraid to ask anyone around me because it was just different. I mean, I grew up in a different, household. I mean, my parents came here as immigrants.
Were you afraid?
Blinded.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Were you afraid that people would judge you? That's why you didn't ask for help? Or
Honestly, like throughout my years, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I would say this year is the year where I'm like, let go everything and just, this is a new world, a new life, new times, and that's why I'm here too. I mean, I'm gonna be open to connect and speak, and we all really need help in this,
for sure.
Especially when it comes to parenting. Parenting is a big deal. It's very, very important, and we do need supporting teams. It doesn't have to be immediate family,
It takes a village.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
About it. You said you were raised with 8 sisters.
8 sisters.
One brother, right?
Brother.
How was that?
Woo, look at me.
No. I mean, what I mean by that, how were your parents?
I couldn't get the guidance for me to teach my kids because I didn't have that. I didn't grow up with that. I didn't even have We have big families, got cousins. You guys were around, you know, but we didn't have
Shout
that
out to
communication.
Spalding Street.
You know, 6
I was
months,
gonna
right?
say 6
Kinda-
months.
How were your parents towards that one child? That's all I want to comment.
By the way, over
The
under.
boy?
Yeah, the boy, exactly.
Over under
No,
was
not
6
normal.
months.
Different, like different than the 8 girls, or it was all the same. Okay.
No, I mean, he's a very special, you know, boy. Alhamdulillah, man.
For sure.
You know, I love you, Yusuf, if you're
All
listening
day.
to this.
Yoshi.
I hope he is. Honestly, I hope everyone's listening to this. It shouldn't be a big deal. It should be something everyone should be proud of, that we're, you know, you have this show. This is great.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are like you, Ahmad. I'm
For
sorry.
sure, 100%.
But you're heading in the right direction, which is great. I wish my boys could look up to you and kind of do things and be confident in doing it. This is great, you know?
Yeah.
And so first for the girls as well. I mean, having brothers to do
Not
things
hugging
and
them.
saying, you know, stand up for them. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, I have boys, I don't have any girls, but they have their aunts, and I have nieces and nephews, and alhamdulillah, we are family oriented. It's just so different when you're a single parent.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah. I'm gonna dish it from Kamer to you, Moti. So basically, what is your parenting style? What do you think you lean more towards?
You know, I have 2 boys also. And it was kind of difficult for me, like when you know, me and their mom decided to separate. That was when, to me, that was when the challenge happened. You know, it was like, all right, now what am I gonna do to fill that void? You know what I'm saying? As far as you know, playing the dad part, because I used to go to work. You know, their mom at home and she's doing her mom things. I get off work and, you know, I'd be a dad, but now I gotta be all right. Now I gotta be hands on. You know what I'm saying? That was a challenge. But you know, people always say don't be friends with your kids. You know, I hear that, right? Like, don't be friends with your kids. Don't do that. I don't know, man. It's working out for me. I am, I'm not gonna say they're best friends, but like I'm the guy they come to, man. Like I'm the guy. I feel like
Awesome.
I feel like I feel like they look up to me. I feel like when they get older, they'll be open to tell me about things that we were scared to tell our parents about. You know, I just feel like even like we also got like this thing between us, which I think, you know, it goes on the connection we have. Like we laugh at certain things. Only us though.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Only us, we laugh at certain things. Like we'll be at the barbershop and one of them is on the chair and we're sitting back and we'll just make eye contact.
Mashallah.
All 3 of us, and we'll start giggling. You know, I'm a grown man.
Listen, Mohammed,
And-
anytime you make eye contact with anybody,
Yeah,
you start giggling.
I'm just saying that, but there's a connection though.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it is.
So I'm trying to,
I want-
I'm trying to say that the eye contact, because there's a connection there. We'll start giggling, and I'm about to be 34 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, happy
all day. So you know, just by saying that, you know, when I made eye contact with my dad, I knew I was gonna get it when I get home. It was the wrong eye contact.
Nice to meet you.
You know what I'm saying? Allah yarhamah.
We still avoid the eye contact.
Oh, we can avoid eye contact. No, I'm just saying like little things like that, and you know, they literally come up to me and tell me about everything. Some things I don't want to hear. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it feels good. It feels good when you have your
100%.
child coming to you, wanting to talk to you,
Yeah.
and you're there just supporting them, and
Yeah.
you're telling them that I'm here for you. And
Yeah.
this is great. This is great communication.
I rather
connection.
I rather
Beautiful
have
job.
them come to me than to anybody else, because I'm gonna. What is it?
Can I touch? Can I?
Oh, go ahead, go. Yeah. No.
I wanna piggyback
I'm gonna close.
on that.
I'm gonna close real quick. But yeah, I'd rather have them come to me because, you know, I feel like I'm the only one that's really got their best interest, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna give them the best advice through my experiences. You know, hopefully with my advice and with their experiences, they make the best choice in life for them. And that's why I think, you know, being friends with them, you know, to a point, you know, it's fine with me.
So, Muhammad, you are definitely on the right path. In Surah Yusuf in the Quran,
That's right.
the Prophet, Yaqub alayhi salam,
Yeah.
when you was a role model father. And why was he a role model father? Because of the fact that he was the person that his kids went to when they were in trouble. He had that relationship with them where they can come to him. So when Yusuf alayhi salam had his dream, who did he go to first? His dad.
Yeah.
He didn't go to his mom. You know, usually kids will go to their mom or go to their friend or go to whoever, but he went to his dad. And like, to me, you're that person for them. And that's amazing. And that's actually a role model father in the Quran. So kudos to you. And we just have to stress like the importance of having a male figure.
Yeah.
4 boys. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
No, I just want to give kudos and claps off to this. Did you want to now maybe answer your parenting style, Abir?
Yes. Okay, so I feel like it's to be real and raw, and we're going to be real here today, and I am no way in any form like the best parent. And I feel like I fell in every category, different phases in my life. You know what I'm saying? When I was young when I had my son, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was child driven. Even my career choice was because of Ramzi.
Wow.
Because I wanted to be at the same school that he's going into. You know what I'm saying? Initially, I wanted to be a dentist. But I went into teaching because I'm like, I can go to school while he goes to school. I can be in the same area as him. I can still be in his life, you know? Then you get, like, obviously you're learning and you're growing yourself and you're trying to figure out your life. And honestly, I grew up with him. I feel like we are definitely friends, you know? Alhamdulillah, unfortunately, like, I didn't grow up with sisters, I grew up with boys. So by having, like, a son, I was prepared. Now, if I had a girl, if I had a daughter, I would not know where to start. So, like, I don't know. Like, subhanAllah, like,
It's very challenging.
Yes.
Especially when you're like just a different gender. Like I'm the mom and you know, it's always mom. Like mom doesn't know nothing and I'm like, yo, relax.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I know that I want to take care of you and I want to be there for you and I want you to open up to me and be, you know, have trust in me. But it's different when it comes to boys. I don't know
100%.
anything about it, but I did the best I can with my boys. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And then I feel like I went into early childhood and elementary education, and that's where like I kind of learned like social and emotional behaviors and how you're supposed to actually talk to your kids and how do you talk to them for them to how to listen so they can talk and how to talk so they can listen. You know what I'm saying? So with that, like I wasn't the best in the beginning. Like we were just kids, literally growing up in the same house, like with my mom, with my brothers and sisters. Mind you guys, like Zach is only 2 years older than Remzi. So we're all in this same house, like growing up together. Literally, I never lived with my exes. I never had my own house. You know what I'm saying? I was being raised with my son, literally. And now, alhamdulillah, like it was. I was blessed to be honest with you, like with a very like nice kid. Like you guys can vouch for him. Like he's like just a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's middle school time now. You know, and so I'm sorry
for that. The fun.
We're gonna take care of that.
Yeah, and alhamdulillah, I have my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because like you know, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Middle school time, we need help now.
His armpit's stinking now.
Listen, no, I tell him about that stuff, but it's just
both genders. It doesn't matter like how old you are.
Yeah.
Children need support from both genders.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're the mom or the dad. Just have a supporting team.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I struggle with, like, alhamdulillah, like, he's open with me and we talk and I'm with him all the time. Like, he's in 7th grade. I work at the same school with him. Like, I'm at all his games. Like, I try to be there as much as possible. Even with my picnics, he's helping me. You know what I'm saying? So we spend a lot of time together. The only thing that, like, I feel like is starting to, you know, kind of is that, you know, puberty. Like, that talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm like, I wasn't even able to talk to my sisters about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I avoid that at all costs, and I don't want to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
You have to make it easier to help the children communicate. It's so hard for them to kind of connect.
Especially in
you
that.
have a connection with a parent, which is great, but not everyone has that.
Yeah.
Everyone's so scared to talk to anyone, and we want to be open. This is why, again, I'm here. We're here trying to talk to amongst each other. We grew up together.
Yeah.
We really don't even talk like that. You know what
Exactly,
I mean?
I agree.
So I feel like we need to open that up and just, you know, it's okay. It's a nice group setting, and that's how you learn when people communicate.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's easier for someone to talk about that stuff with another person than their own kid. Like if another child came to me and tried to talk to me, I would give all the advice in the world. But when it's your own kid, the patience is very thin. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're like, no. Like, you try not to, like, and that's what I kind of want to work on is not being that judgmental parent because, you know, we all had, like, our parents didn't play that. Like, we couldn't, like, if we had something going on, we weren't going to go, like, it just, you can't because you're so scared, you know? But, you know, that's what I want to work. I want to be the patient parent that's also going to listen and not judge and give them the same forgiveness that Allah will give them. Like, who are we to, like, not forgive our kids?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We have to give them that forgiveness that Allah will give them and tell them that it's okay to mess up, but repent. You know, and do better.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's like that's where I'm at right now.
Do better, yeah.
You're still in the
What
beginning.
Ramsey doing, man? You talking
No,
about
no,
people
no.
and stuff, man. What are you doing out there, man?
No, but I know
You ain't gotta worry about that though, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're not trying to have that conversation, you don't have to worry about it.
I know, but like I still,
She still
As
has
a
to worry
parent,
about it.
of
She's
course,
the parent.
she's
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying like we'll take care of that. That's like
Yeah.
that's like an easy conversation, you know. And plus, I think he would want to hear it from us anyway.
Yeah,
to be honest
it's-
with you.
What do you have to say to the kids that can't go to a parent? What do you guys have to say about that?
YouTube, Oz Media
Oh
313.
About what? About anything?
No, anything.
Oh.
Yeah, just to like, if they can't connect to their parents, what is the route for them to take? Like,
So,
who should
I
they
would-
go to?
Garrick Jordan, commenter.
Oh, go ahead.
And your friends know more than your parents do for sure. So unfortunately, they go to their friends. That's what the answer is.
See, but
about
I
it.
disagree with that. Eric, is it Eric?
Garrick.
Garrick.
Derek.
Garrick. With a G.
Oh, Derek. All right, look, I disagree with that, man, because I'm not gonna say no names, but there was a situation where, you know, a son used to go to his father's best friend anytime he needed advice or trouble, and this guy doesn't have no kids, but he treated that kid like one of his, and I feel like that's wrong in my opinion. Like, especially on stuff that are sensitive, I feel like
It's wrong on the parent, right?
no, it's wrong on the kid to me.
How about
Well,
the parents, though,
sometimes-
man?
Yeah.
Okay, but what? Why is the kid going there? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the parent has some wrong too.
Yeah,
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 you're
yeah.
right. The parent has some wrong too. He probably made it uncomfortable for him to come to him.
Yes.
But I'm saying like, that's a conversation to be had between the father and son. I just think that the son, especially if he's living in the same household as the parent, like that's a conversation. See, this is why I'm sorry, Shay. I'm sorry.
The non-parent churn. All right, I'm just gonna talk about
All right.
how I was raised.
Go
all right?
ahead.
I absolutely did not go to my parents for anything. I used to get beat every single day for whatever. So I was in a household. What was it? Authority, whatever.
Yeah.
That one. I was in a household that we weren't allowed to sleep past 9 a.m. We had chores for 6 hours in the day. I had to learn how to make medak by 9, and if it didn't taste right, I used to get beat. I was in a very, very, very strict household. Very, very strict household. My parents had me by the ring. I was calling everybody yes, ma'am. If we didn't say na'am instead of huh or what, we used to get beat. So I lived in a very, very strict household. And for me, where do you think I learned everything? You think I asked my mom and my dad? I learned from the streets. I learned it from people. I learned it from anybody that would teach me. I learned it from the girls in Arabic school. I learned it from the upperclassmen at Fortson. I learned it everywhere that I could hand it. That's why it's so important that every single person treats a child as if they're their own. Because let me tell you something, and I look at her kids like they literally call me big sis. You know, and they come to me for stuff that I know is uncomfortable, that they don't want to have a conversation with their mom. That's the mom. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, and it happens. But listen, I advise as if they were my own. I advise with character. I advise with deen, right? So it's really, really important to me to know that wherever your child ends up, whether it's in soccer practice, whether it's in the mall, whether they're at the library, whoever the guardian, whoever is responsible for that setting, that they have a parental feeling to them, that they treat that kid as if that was their own. Because I'll tell you something, I know exactly what kind of parent I do not want to be because of my parents, and that's what I have to say about that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
but that I was raised in the 90s and the 2000s. you
we
know
all
what I
were,
mean? So-
and I understand what you just described. You know, I don't agree with that too much of the beating. I think some discipline is good at times, but you know, when you said earlier about saying na'am, you know, that's just manners, Shayman. I'm not gonna lie, that's like, you know, when you grow up. Hold on, no, I'm saying when you grow up and if your parent asks you for something, you say what, or I don't want to like no, I'm saying that's happening now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's the biggest disrespect to hear that from a child.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie to you, but as far as the beating, no.
So-
you're right.
so-
but like manners and they're trying to train you to be a respectful young lady. I agree with that.
No,
to a sense.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
So remember, like when I'm telling you, it was like hostile. It was like I literally remember the scene. We had like those drop shoots where you throw the laundry. And then
Yeah, we had that
too. So
Six
my
mom.
mom was throwing stuff from the laundry, and she said, "Shayma," and I said, "Huh?" and then she said, "What did you say to me?" And then came down for a beating. It wasn't, you know what I mean? And to this day, there's certain things in my life that I have such strict discipline. It's because I remember the beatings.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry, but quick story about that. So, you know, I grew up, you know what I'm saying, we grew up in Detroit, so we kind of adapted the slang, right? And, you know, after everything I say, you know, it's like, what up, dog? What up? You know what I'm saying? Dog! So one time, you know, my pops let have it. He told me something, and I was like, come on, dog. Hey, he responded to me, and a dog. And then it was like Tom and Jerry around the house.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
That's
No, I'm not.
that kind of stuff.
I was definitely Jerry. I was gone.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like nowadays, moving on to like nowadays, me and my mom's relationship is like, you see, like we're literally best friends.
Times change for sure.
You know, but it's so funny because I was raised. I am not your friend. I am your mother.
Yeah.
No, there's stages.
From all I want to say until I graduated high school, it was I am not your friend. I am your mother.
For sure.
Mind you, though, I was getting beat if I brought home a C. So I was.
Yeah, we only had A's.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the lifestyle that we done. It's very, very common. Yeah, the people that grew in a household that was very strict and it was education driven, which was my household, got beat for everything. You know what I mean?
Hey, so I just want to say a couple things. Number one, there's some positives that came out of that, and Moti ended up having 4.4 speed because of my pops. Facts. He was out there, one of the fastest players on every team that he was in.
Facts.
But I just want that's number one. But number two, just want to go off of what I am quickly, and I think I'm number two. And I want to be that way with my daughters because it's kind of similar with your situation, even your situation. You know, obviously it's different gender situation, so. You know, I like to be the person that, you know, whenever my wife would yell at Amila, for example, like, she'll cry and she'll come to me, and I'll be the one telling her, like, listen, this is what you did wrong, and, you know, having that talk with her. And if I ever did yell, like, it'll kind of throw them off, but, like, they know it's serious, because I try to be the one that's, like, bad cop, good cop, I'm usually, like, the good cop, you know what I mean, because I'm the guy. If it was boys, it would be the opposite situation, but... you know, I feel like I'm more of a 2, but I also want to say this. I am happy to be raised more to a 3 than the generation now is being raised by 1s.
Absolutely.
So that's why, like, as much as we look back and be like, man, yeah, the beatings ain't good, but I'd rather be raised by a 3, which is what the authoritarian figure, than be raised by 1s, which these kids nowadays are telling their parents what to do. Like, man, you watch these YouTube videos or you watch videos, man, even movies. I know it's a joke, but they're calling their moms B words. Yeah, you're like, it's not funny. You know, to me, that's not funny.
There's a line.
You know what I mean?
There's a very defined line.
Yeah, like, dude, like, I be sitting there and I'm like, man, that's not even funny. Like, I remember I used to chill with my friends and, like, you know, a couple friends, you know, I mean, not Arabic friends, obviously, because they would never, probably because they're scared of their parents, but just joking around, but man, I ain't worried about that. You know, like, they'll say that line. And, like, just as a joke, it's like to make us laugh. And it was like a cringe-worthy, like, oh, man, like, and I was young.
We have different times.
You know what I'm saying? I was young, and I was like, man, I don't like that's weird situation, but I just want to throw that out there. Like, I would rather get raised by a 3, which is authoritarian, and what's number 1? Permissive, or whatever that is. Yeah, so... Going on.
Permissive.
Yes, permissive.
Authoritative, authoritarian.
Authoritarian, yeah. So moving on to number 2, and basically it's how do you deal with consequences when it comes to school? So Montina, I'm gonna start off with you on this one. How do you deal with consequences?
Yeah, I think Shaman, Abby had mentioned that, you know, our parents, we had to be A's and B students. You came home with a C. I remember I was the first one in the family got a C, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt dumb as heck. Because of the reaction from my parents, you know, like, oh, you a dummy. And yeah, I do stress that to my kids, like, yo, you know, A's and B's, you know, A's and B's only, you know, but I don't threaten them if they get a C, but I stress that a C is not good, like, it's not acceptable. You know, we want to strive for A's and B's, and if anybody tries, you know, you'll get an A or B. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I stress to them. Me, you know, I give them, you want to say prizes or incentives. You know, I'll give them incentives, you know, because of their grades. And I think that helps them, man. Like, it motivates them because they're always reminding me, like Pops was my grades. Because nowadays you can see their grades, like live, like
And-
throughout
Yes.
the week or 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always updated. So they always ask me, "Bob, what's my grade? What's my grade? What's my?" Because they know that incentive is coming if they achieve that A and B. But if they so happen to have a C, I'm not gonna disown them.
Right.
I'll never ever call them dummies. I'll never call them idiots. I say, yo, man, try harder next time. But you ain't getting that. Whatever it is that I told them they're gonna get, you ain't getting that because we agreed on A's and B's. But yeah, as far as that, but I don't discipline them as far as their school and stuff. No.
I was more thinking about too, like if they got in trouble in school.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Here's something. Hey,
I definitely want to hear this.
I give you guys. Yeah, I give you guys a little something about my kids that, again, it goes to like the coolness or the friendship that we have, I guess. But if you ask them, like, if they got in trouble, even in school, out of school, like, it got to a point where I asked my kids, "Oh, y'all must be hungry." See, are you thinking about
No,
food?
no, I'm not. I know.
All right.
Maharaj sandwich.
My kids got two options when I ask them. Y'all must be hungry. It's the Maharaj sandwich and the Muslim sandwich. And I let them choose what they want in it. They know what I'm talking about, you know. But guys, on a serious note, but just the threat alone, like,
Yeah,
you know, is good enough.
You gotta instill.
You know what I'm
little
saying?
fear.
I mean, you guys can ask. I swear, like when the school calls, I remember the school call from Hanley, or like now, like the school would call. It could be something where I know they just trying to get out of school. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember one time one of them was out of school because they were sick, and the other one was like, I want to get out too.
Mm-hmm.
So he called me and he told me, and I already know what's up. So I was like, oh, you must be hungry. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, Baba, I'm going to stay in school. I was like, all right, I'll see you later. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's a little thing we got. See, it's funny, and they laugh too because they know what's up too.
The teachers are probably like, oh, he feeds his kids.
No, but I swear, like that's all I need to do with them now. I don't, like, whatever you guys thinking. I don't go on the threat. It's it's already in their mind. Like, oh, that might could happen, or that, that's all I need. You know what I'm saying?
It's that form of communication that you have with your kids.
Yeah.
So they know and they can see.
Oh,
100%.
100%. Yep.
Even with one word, maybe, you know?
Yep.
And that's how we were raised, too. Like,
Yeah.
by one look, we know exactly what not to do.
Yeah,
what
for
to
sure.
do, you
No,
know?
100%.
But this generation, honestly, it's a different world. Dude, it's different. And we're just learning and growing. I mean, you can't really add much to that. I mean, it's different. It's different. We're still learning as parents. And I have already young men,
Yeah.
and I'm still learning. And
So-
it's just a learning process, honestly, for me. It's not, I have a certain style, no. I can't tell you that. I don't. I really don't. Every single day, it's a learning experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Every single day. From everything. From what they're going to eat, from who they're talking to, where they're going, who's around them. I mean, it's every day.
And now, how do you consequence your kids whenever you hear? It doesn't even have to be school. It could be anything, I guess.
I mean, I have the simple. I'm very simple when it comes to that. I'm not too hard on them. I don't go and beat them. I ain't got no, slick words like that. I really don't. I really don't. And I just ask them the questions. I mean, do you think you made a right choice? I mean, is this what you want to do? Do you want to continue this? Just try to get them at that level, because at the end of the day, they look at me as mom. Just mom. She's gonna cut me some slack. I mean, because we're different. We're sensitive. I mean,
For sure.
Mothers are totally different. But when it
Yeah.
comes to a male, I mean, everyone's different.
And by the way, for those that listen to Kamer, she probably is underestimating her impact she has on her kids. By the way, both of her sons, great people.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to let you know. I mean, I know
Respect
Mohammed.
that
I know
one, for
Mohammed
sure.
more than Yusuf.
Kareem.
Kareem, I'm sorry.
And
Kareem.
I know Keddy. And
Kareem's the dream.
Man, Dream is the. I want to call him right now, but he's an absolutely great
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
great
thank you.
boys. So I just want to throw that out
Thank
there.
you. I
As
love
much,
you so much.
you might hear her say that, she'll be like,
I love him.
yeah, but great boys. So I just want to throw that out there. I mean, how do you consequence Ramsey? You just take away his iPad or iPhone?
So I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like I said before, I never had a problem with Ramsey ever until this year. This this year, it's not even like it's the rules that are now. The mask. He always has to have his mask on. You know what I'm saying?
That's a challenge, man. Everyone does not like that change.
Yeah.
I understand him.
Yeah.
But the teachers don't. You know what I'm saying? So they're giving him a silent lunch. They're giving him a silent lunch. And I'm like, Tim, it got to the point where I'm like, Tim, listen, I work here. You know what I'm saying? You need to follow the rules. That's something that you cannot control. So you need to follow the rule. Like, that's it. Like, we can't change that. That's the rule. We can't change it. And, like, with him, I know what works with him the most is, like, getting him at an emotional level. Like, listen, MZ, like, I want the best for you. I'm really trying. I need your help. Help me help you. You know what I'm saying? Help me help you. I don't really do the hitting thing because, you know, boys are, mashallah, I'm not going to hurt myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. But it's more of, like, listen, at the end of the day, like, if he does do something wrong that's, like, you know, whatever, I'm like, you're not only disappointing me, you're disappointing Allah. Like, you know, you're just pushing him to the fact, like, don't be scared of me. There's Allah, you know what I'm saying, watching you, and that's the ultimate goal is to go to Jannah. Like, you just gotta, I try to get him in a way of, like, an emotional, you know, way. And then if I can't, I'm not gonna let him, like, you just talk to him, because I just can't deal with this guy right now. And one thing that I need to work on is patience, because there's times where I am not patient. Like, he can do the simplest thing, and I'm just like, or if I ask him to do something, and he doesn't do it, or he's not doing it at the way that I want him to do it, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have this trait from my father, Allah yarhamah, but, like, I got that Salah Ali in me, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, what are you doing?
We all do.
You know, I'll yell at him, you know? And he's not the type of person to yell back. I'm telling you guys, my son is not that type of kid. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, that's it.
Yeah,
so
but
how would
know,
I deal with it? He gets good grades, alhamdulillah. And just these silly silent lunches that are just annoying. He doesn't fight with people. He's a good kid. I'm not gonna even, I can't.
Do you know when you can't handle it, then you send him to Umar? You know, Umar is asking him if he's hungry also.
I know. That's the funny thing. Ramsey, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I was gonna say. By the time he comes to me, like, I'm in a bad situation because, you know, I'm the yeller. You know, I yell. So when he comes to me, he's already on that edge.
Yeah.
So I sometimes have to, like, look at him, and I ain't gonna lie to you, the look does work with him.
Yeah, no, and he, like,
and the look of disappointment.
Yeah.
The look of disappointment
That's
works
the
with him.
emotion.
So I look at him, and, like, by the time he comes to me, like, say a teacher comes to me about him, or he has to come to me, if she came to me, like,
already looking
he's
at
already,
like,
he's already done. You know, he's already
Why
done.
you got picked out, Uncle?
Yeah, and so
and they put him in a higher standard because he's a child of the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So the eye is on him. Like, he's the leader. Like, if he slips, like, he's a kid. You guys, like, come on. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's my first year that I've ever had that experience with, I'm just like, you guys are really coming to me with this silly stuff. Like, he's not fighting. He's not hurting nobody. He's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's to the point where I'm just like to him, you know what you need to do. Like, don't bring this to me. You know what I'm saying?
Again?
12.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I do.
He's at that growing, like, he's
Yeah.
literally at that stage where...
Yeah, this is where it
just,
begins.
Developments and...
With the friendship, too, like, he has a friend that I'm not fond of, but I don't want him ever to feel like he's better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I'm like, Tim, like, and Ahmad can attest to it too. Like, listen, like, you can help your friend. You can still be friends with him and help him become better. Or you need to realize who you're around and don't let them bring you down. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So
You're so nice.
well, look, I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to be arrogant. Like, to feel like
you're
I'm
so
better
nice.
than him. That I'm not gonna, you know, like, I'm telling him don't hang out with him. I'm not gonna let you. There's times where I'm like, don't hang out with him. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you want your kids to be able to help people around them, you know, and in a non-arrogant way. Like, listen, we need to do better. Like, let's do our work first, and then,
And
we
it's
can have
possible.
fun.
That's what.
You know what I'm
see,
saying?
The problem with this, you know, and I know the kids that she's talking about is like they don't know that that's possible, and it is possible that you can do that, and it takes one person with courage and consistency. By the way, because if they start seeing you goofing off, they're gonna look at you like, boy, you were just playing around the other day. So they're not gonna respect you when you say, hey, chill out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, they've been doing that in the basketball team, and it's him and the same kids. And I was watching them, you know, because the coach, you know, he was sullying. So I'm just sitting there watching them, just, you know, doing their stretches. Like, they're just doing everything, and they're doing it right, and they're talking to each other. And I'm like, see, like, in the beginning of the year,
gotten better.
in the beginning of the year, they were, you know, silly. And when I'm like, they're starting to, like, understand, like, man, you know, if this person is doing something wrong, it's messing up the whole team kind of mindset.
Right.
So
And that's why it's so important, if you have young boys, enroll them in sports. It teaches sportsmanship. It teaches teamwork, leadership. Like, there's that boy bond. First of all, they can't be on the team unless they're getting good grades.
Yeah.
So you know they're working hard in class. Like, I don't know. I'm such an advocate, not only for boys, for girls too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry.
Activity is important for the kids.
Physical activity is 100%.
And then especially this time around, this generation, I mean, we learned so much different strategies on how to cope with our kids and how to talk to them. And this is the time to do it. Like, seriously, everyone needs to just wake up and start communicating with the kids and let them feel safe and comfortable and, you know, let them feel trust.
If it's not you, it's going to be the wrong person. That's what I keep saying.
And that's so funny that you say that, because we are going to touch on now with technology and managing it and going outside with stuff. Just want to make sure, I don't know if you want to add on anything that was being said. All right, so basically, how do you manage, you know, your child's, I mean, I know now they're older. They're at that age where it's like, can you actually manage it at this point? But how do you manage your child's, or how did you manage your child, you know, the technology usage compared to, you know, outside activities or going out doing something or just doing something, family time, having conversations with them? Like, was there something there where you kind of like, hey, this is a cutoff point? Because I know parents that say like, hey, 8 o'clock, you're done. You know, so how was it with you? Like, was there anything?
I tried to give them time limits. I mean, I have family all around, so they thought it was okay to go to their family's house at any time. I mean, any time. I mean, you got Ramadan times, then they don't care. They're like, well, we stayed during Ramadan. What about the regular days? And I'm like, whoa, no, we got to get back on the schedule. You got school in the morning. I mean, Ramadan is a special month, you know what I mean? So I did leave it open for them. But I would have little techniques where I take the phone for months. Ooh. I don't know how they find both. Both. I mean, and I think I ended it with Kareem. Kareem, he was like, it's done, over. I can't do it anymore. They find ways to find it, and I just can't put up with it. Because at the end of the day, I'm alone, literally, and I have to work, and I have to deal with everything. So it was hard to kind of make time to give them that type of discipline, and that was the only thing they had. They didn't have, like, a lot of things, you know? Like, a lot of technology. It's not like we had, you know, iPads and game. No, literally just a phone. Allah, they had a phone, you know? And it was hard taking that phone away from them. But I would take it for months. And they'll find their little ways and find other, you know, problems that I have to solve. And I'm like, now you're about to go out with this kid, and what? It's like,
and then you're worried
just
about
take your phone, and you're going to be all right, you know?
And then you're worried about, like, where they're going. And
but I couldn't discipline them as, you know, if you had, like, 2 parents, honestly, you know, having a team. It's totally different than being
But you know what?
Single person.
I understand, but at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Alhamdulillah. Like, I know this is going to sound really bad, and don't come at me, people. But, like, I was happy that, like, Ramzi's dad was not in his life. But alhamdulillah, I have brothers. Because I was able to raise him the way that I wanted to. And I knew, because we didn't get along, that we would have never been able to raise him without having arguments. You know? And Ramzi didn't have to go through me and him having arguments. Because we never had arguments in front of him. Like, we separated, like, before he even knew who his dad was. So he never had that relationship with his father in the first place. But I feel like it's a blessing in disguise to be able to raise him by myself and with my family and in our type of teachings and upbringings, and him having, you know, my brothers as role models. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I found out I was pregnant, I remember crying to my mom, oh my god, I want him to be my son's dad. Like, I was like, literally, I was a kid. I was 18, finding out I'm pregnant, and like just crying, like, I don't even know this guy, and he's gonna be the father of my child.
Wow, you had that mentality at that
literally.
time. Yeah, I was blindsided, honestly. I didn't even think like how they're gonna be or what kind of kids they're gonna be. I was so happy that I had my kids. Like, I mean, obviously having, you know, being pregnant at a young age, I was like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, why? What is that? Like, it was awful. But then when I had them, it was like the greatest gift. I have to say, wallahi, kids are a
blessing,
gift.
for sure.
No, I don't think I would be where I am right now without him.
Alhamdulillah.
I understand that.
Teach us a lot.
I learned a lot. For my own kids, I learned a lot. Yeah. I learned to be...
I don't even think you would be the Kamer that you are today if you didn't go through what you went through.
I wouldn't know. I have two kings by my side. I love them to death. Alhamdulillah. We actually just learn and grow every day, each and every day.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Motik, same question for you. How do you manage the technology with going outside and just being active and not just being at home on the phone all day.
Yeah, when we were in Hamtramck, they're outside every day. You know,
Yeah, our street.
you guys know who ran the block. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, it's Edwin D Block.
Shout out to these two guys here. They used to have all the kids in the backyard playing
100%.
football with them.
You know,
So
a straight up egg.
doesn't happen anymore.
Hey, a straight up egg. No incentives for us. It was literally because, you know, in 6 Mile we had older people who take us out and like come play with us.
Really, really nice.
You know,
back
and
in the
then we
day.
moved to Hamtramck and we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So for me to do it, you know what I'm saying, give back to the kids, which they'll remember for the rest of their life. I pass these kids. These kids are grown now, man. They're growing up fast too, and they'll tell me, man, Moti, we missed them days.
Yeah.
Constructive
You
play
know?
is way more beneficial to children than them just playing regular outside. Because they don't even know. They argue. They don't with
the rules and with us,
yes,
yeah.
and having somebody like it's
Yeah.
fair. Like they learn. Like they're able to learn it and process better and become a community with a leader. You know what I'm saying? They'll know what to do. So 100% kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
That
So
was nice.
so when we moved to Dearborn Heights, you know, I'm still filling the block. You know, I'm you know, letting people know I'm about to take over soon. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, there's some Yemen on my block now. You know, there's a couple of houses. So those kids are starting to come to my backyard. You know, there's some Lubnanin that are younger kids. They come to the backyard now. You know, so that I think helps there, Omar. That I think helps, you know, the whole table. That I think helps to having people in the community where they can play with kids in the community, so they can play with, so they can actually have a reason to go outside. They don't like playing with each other all day, every day. You know, they're already living with each other. Then they gotta go play with each other. It gets boring sometimes, and it gets repetitive. So I think that helps. I mean, that's what I allow them to do. I allow them to go down the street. You know what I'm saying? Yo, go down the street. I allow them to go to the park that's next to the house. You know, they have bikes, they have scooters, they have skateboards. You guys go play. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is now, right? When they're in the house. You know, so imagine technology is kind of hard. You know, because you sit there and they're like, we're bored. And you sit there like, what you gonna do? You know, I'm actually gonna sign them up to one wants to play basketball, one wants to play soccer. That's what I'm gonna do. But that's in March. Now is the time where it's difficult. But yeah, man, I give them time limits, man. You know, they know that, you know, there's certain times homework got to be done. Right now they're doing virtual because of this whole week. You know, they know that those things got to be done before they touch any technology. But once those things are done, they're allowed to play their video games, watch their YouTubes, and, you know.
How about you?
Like I said, MZ growing up, he wasn't spoiled too. He didn't he didn't have a phone until recently, and it's only because he started going to practice and Amar was not his coach. You know what I'm saying? So I needed a way to communicate. So I'm like, all right, you know, you're gonna get a phone. He's not big on video games. He really isn't. He'll play if everybody's playing, but he doesn't. Like, he has a Nintendo Switch, and he'll use it to like project to the TV. You know, I don't know how that that's how he'll do it. He has like a basketball rim like that is connected to the door, so he's playing that all day. And he's the only child, you guys. You have to remember, he's the only child. All I hear is boom, 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 and I'm like, I'd rather hear that. And then him like just staring or playing video game and yelling at somebody or talking to strangers. I don't know. I feel like that's so weird to me. Like the whole gaming system, like that's so weird. Like before they used to play and they used to talk to each other, but now hardly. He's never like on the video game. And then he has his weights, because I told him, like, we had a long conversation about, he was like, I'm like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, what is your dream? Like, I want to support your dream. And he's like, I want to be a basketball player. I was like, what are you doing to reach that dream? Are you doing anything? You're not working out. You're not getting stronger. I know it's not basketball practice, but you're not getting stronger. So now we have so I bought a treadmill for myself, but I never used it. So now he actually moved everything off of it, because, you know, now it's, you know how it becomes like a place to put stuff on it. But he moved everything off, and he actually like runs, and then he has his weights that are, I think, 20 each or something like that. So I'm like, you have to put in the work. I'll give you what you need, but you need to put in the work. And he has that growth mindset, like, alhamdulillah, like, I'm telling you. Like, so technology-wise, he is hardly on, but when he is like in gatherings, like, he's on his phone a lot.
Yeah.
He really is. So now I'm just like, I don't like it. And I do take his phone away when I told him, like, when he had the detention, I was like, you know what that means? Your phone's with me now every night.
I carry it
You know
back
what
for
I'm
a
saying?
reason, I tell them. I carry my purse for a reason. Stuff it in my bag and just take it away.
You're how long how long? We got people saying softball Moti days. Sada, your wife, thumbs up. Khalid, E-Block. You know, Moti mentions E-Block. They all come
all the
up.
E-Block.
Yeah, Ismail Hassan. Ismail, I think that's Ismail. You know Ismail.
Yeah.
So,
Ish.
So he, were you the generation, like, that your first kids, like Muhammad and Kitty, like, did they, like, grow up on phones? Or was it, like, when they were by, like, 8, 9 years old?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Because my daughter, like...
They didn't get to see any of these technologies.
You know, I know your kids, too. Like, you know, I really wonder how they're going to be when they grow up. You know, I'm worried because, like, my daughter, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, when we take the iPad away, she throws a fit. She throws a fit, and she's still 3, and she was doing it when she was 1. You know, so definitely.
And you guys actually limit it.
Yeah, we limit it. We actually go hard on her on that, but you know, still she, you know, throws it like she has a little tantrum sometimes. And I sit there and I'd be like, dude, you know, we're actually trying to limit it. You know what I'm saying? So I just wonder, like, how is that gonna affect them? That's all I was just wondering, because now you have, you know, they're almost college.
They're already grown. They're young men, and they want to grow up so fast. Since they were little, they were called men.
Yeah.
Since they were little. So since I had my kids, they were men. But now I get to call them my men. You know, I have 2 young men.
Yeah.
You know, but when it comes to the technology, it's a new world for every single soul. So we have to learn new ways and new strategies on how can we really deal with all the technology. It's a lot. It's a lot.
And we have to remember that we can't raise them the way that we were raised.
Oh, no way.
You know, it's actually sunnah not to raise your child the way that you're raised. You're supposed to raise them on the time that's at hand. And like you said, it's a whole new world.
It is a new world. So.
And that's what Garrick is saying too, by the way. He said technology is so advanced now, I really feel like it's almost impossible to regulate technology without hurting our kids in particular way. So that's what he was saying.
But how about using technology to your benefit? Like you guys, me personally, I think it's one of the questions. I don't want to go off board, but I use technology for my benefit. And
for the kids.
I'll wait.
Yeah, okay.
I'll wait.
They could Google everything. Like when he tells me something I don't know, Google it, MC.
Yeah.
Google it.
All day.
I don't know.
All
Google
day.
it.
All day.
You know what I'm saying?
And just want to throw that out there, that just one more time for people that are watching, feel free, you want to call in, you can call in. I mean, we're having a nice little conversation here. The number is 313-306-1750. It's pinned in the comments as well, so that is the number. If you want to call in, feel free to call in. Shay, do you want to add on anything else on this conversation?
Technology,
you know,
it's different. It's like how are we gonna? We need to minimize it, to be honest, because it's a lot. It's a lot. You don't need all this. Like, can you imagine this being on your ears like for hours? That's not good.
So
you don't want the kids to be
I can't even keep AirPods that long. Well, it hurts my ear. I'm not used to it.
I mean, but the kids, this generation is so, like, they cannot live without it.
Yeah.
They're literally sleeping with the phone on them. It's scary.
Yeah.
Do you have a younger brother, Shay?
No. I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all within like 5 years. So my youngest brother is 23.
Oh, okay.
So we were, but like, just seeing from the younger ones, like the cousins and whatnot, it's gonna be a very, very big challenge to see what technology does to a kid's lifestyle with technology involved. Because I don't want to sit here and say, because I mean, I see the kids. I will literally walk into my grandparents' house and I'm like, "Hi, I'm here," and they're like glued, not even a high band, right? And then I'll go to like my other grandparents' house where you're not allowed, and it's, "Hi, I'm here," and it's like, "Oh, Shayma's here," and then it's like running. You know what I mean? So it's very like I'm very curious, like you said, I'm to see what it does. So,
I work with first graders, right? And wallah, mashallah, tabarakallah, they are so tech savvy. They are so tech savvy. I teach them once, they know how to log in, they know how to.
My kids are the same thing too. I'll be like,
I didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's even more crazier? Alhamdulillah, this year it's better. But last year, you know how we did the virtual and then they came back, some of them? They were so socially awkward.
Oh, social anxiety?
They didn't know how to smile. When I'm like, okay, take down your mask to smile, they're like, it was like weird. And you guys, we need to communicate. We need to talk more. Stop texting. I hate texting, by the way. I'm not a big texter. I'm very.
Me
my
too.
cousins from Delaware and New York, when Yemen and Tibet, they're like, bro, man, you're so dry on text, but in person, you're like amazing. I was like, that's how I am. I don't stay on the phone till like I can't. But if I'm in person, we're gonna talk, we're gonna get deep. I'm gonna be, you're in front of me. It's different.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I
I'm
think
just
that's
not
what
a
we need to
texter.
do more, especially focus on that in this generation, is to communicate more and be open to communicating and having platforms like this to communicate.
But you want to know something? This is what I want to say to parents, because again, I'm not a parent, but I can vouch for like what I see, and because I don't have any biasm, because I'm not a parent, and I'm involved with kids. I've been involved with kids from a very, very young age. So again, that's why I look at every child like they're my own. So in a sense, kind of like what Mo was saying, but like use the technology to benefit. So if they're going to be on their iPads, right, instead of them being on a game, put a educational game where now they're learning their alphabets.
100%.
You know what I mean? Or if they're gonna watch a cartoon, make it something that has a little bit benefit. So if they're gonna start repeating something, at least they're repeating something of benefit. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like use the technology
They're
to benefit
sponges.
you. You know what I mean? So I just see the technology and I'm like, like I literally look at the parents and they have it. Like these kids got iPhones and iPads and they got more stuff than I do. And I watched it and I'm just like, what a khasara, what a waste.
Yes.
That you're letting these kids watch God knows what. You're letting them play like make a dress or like silly dumb stuff. Sorry, but it is what it is, and they're not benefiting anything. It's just frying their brain. It's just giving them those consequences, and it's creating social anxiety. So COVID for me, it caused, and I have no anxiety. And I remember we were talking about that last time, but like the first time I tasted anxiety, I was like, oh my God, like this is what people face. This is what people have. And mine was medication driven, let alone if it came from me and myself. I was like, this is from meds, and I can recognize that this came from medication that I just was brand new to me. So now coming back into the world after 2 years of basically a shutdown, I sometimes have that, like that little flutter that's like, I know it's anxiety now. And I'm like, Haram, what about a 14-year-old? What about a 10-year-old? What about a 7-year-old? What about a 17-year-old that's a junior? And you know what I mean? So now it's just like, let the technology benefit them. Don't let it,
You know, it's
play.
crazy that you say that. I'm going to piggyback. My cousin's son learned Fusha Arabi by watching Adnan and Lena. Is it Adnan and Lena or something? I don't know. Some Arabi show on
Yes,
YouTube.
It's a cartoon.
Yes.
And
And
yes.
he's
Amar and
like
Hannah?
talking. Yeah, maybe. There you go. What's
I love Amar and
Where am I
Hannah.
getting
Amar and Hannah is more in
and-
English.
There's Adnan and Lena.
Yeah. See, I know that.
Adnan
And
and-
I'm telling you, like, Fusha. And I'm like, we don't even say that. You know?
Yeah.
So going off of that, it's basically we're gonna talk about now your expectations when it comes to your kids and their religious duties. Is this where you're gonna talk
Yeah,
about
that's what I was
that?
gonna
Okay,
go
so
to
I'm gonna let
next.
you start off on this one. So what are your expectations with your kids and religious duties, and what do you expect from them?
Yeah, I'm gonna just comment off something about being socially awkward. Like, Anna, I take pride when you guys ask my kids, "What's your name?" I don't ever want. My kids done this before where they're like,
Yeah.
Saleh, Ismail, like, talk to that person. No, I take pride in that. And when they answer that way, because there's that confidence of, yo, man, tell her what's your name.
Mm-hmm.
She asks you what's your name, tell her what's your name. Or, anybody asks them. So just going off that, about being socially awkward, that I don't want my kids to, being, but technology, as far as...
How old are your kids, by the way? Let's talk about
10 and 8.
Okay.
And what I do now, I've been off because I had an injury from work, so I've been home, and I was just thinking about creative things to do for myself, be beneficial for myself while I'm home with time off. So I started thinking about something, right? They're always on YouTube, and Shema brought up cartoons, right? I'm like, how am I gonna get to them? If I put them something on YouTube where I can understand but they can't, how is that gonna benefit them, right?
Right.
There's cartoons, Islamic cartoons
Yeah.
that teach them about Salah, about Deen, about the prophets, where I'll tell them, all right, guys, I'll let you guys play Fortnite. I'll let you guys watch your YouTube. Just give me 1 hour.
Yeah.
So we'll sit down for 1 hour. It'll be a cartoon, and I'll watch it with them, just showing. Like, to me, that's kind of don't interest me because I'm more of, I like to see like imam or shuyukh talk, because that.
Believe it or not, you learn something.
I
though.
do though. I learn off the cartoons.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
it might be something
Something
small,
so small.
but
That
it's
little detail.
it's just a reminder.
Yep.
It's also a reminder,
Right.
that you probably forgot or whatever.
Right.
So that's what I do with technology, man. I swear, like we'll sit down for an hour a day, and we'll watch like an episode or something. information. So and they'll say, and my kids, what's so sweet about them is, my kids know that's haram.
No, you want to laugh, Mo? I want to
Yeah.
make you laugh while you guys were praying, you and your oldest.
There you go.
I was in the back making coffee. I mean, mashallah, they took up the entire space. Me and the young one were waiting. And so I was making the cup of coffee, and then Muhammad looked at his son, and he was like, yalla. And then I just joked around. I was like, oh, yeah, he prayed. I saw him, And then as his dad wasn't even looking, he was just like, no, he didn't. And he it was just like, at that point.
Ismail will tell the truth.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is a little 8-year-old. Like,
100%. But going off that too, this was my last thing to say about that. Like prayer. Like I tell them, I remind them, like, yo, you guys want to be good in life. You guys want to be that. You guys want to be that. You got to pray.
Right.
I was like, look, guys, it's 5 minutes. Come on, let's pray. We can pray together. So I'll test them here and there. I'll get up and pray, and I'll adhan loud. Just let them know, like, I'm about to pray. You guys should get up and pray. So I'll do these little things with them, that tries to get them, because you guys know, man, the beneficial of prayer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so many benefits. It's
Absolutely.
and that's what I try to do, man. Like, what I'm saying, that's how I use technology to my benefit with them.
Abid, what are your expectations when it comes to religious duties?
Okay, so, when I was younger and I went to Arabic school, I didn't like it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My stomach would hurt me during the weekend because I didn't want to go. You went to the same Arabic school that we went to. It wasn't a welcoming feel. We didn't have that benefit of going to the schools. I heard it was better, but I don't know.
My Arabic school experience, we'll talk about it.
Was it good or? Okay, well, anyways, mine was not good, and I don't know if you guys know, but parents have ghosts of their past in school. So you'll notice, Muhammad, you know how you said that you were kind of traumatized by being called dumb by getting a C, so you didn't want to do that to your kids?
Yeah.
We do it without even our intention. We try to be the person that we needed as a kid, without us even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not want my son to not like Arabic school. So I tried it in the beginning, and he just he would be nervous, and he would be scared. He would be so scared of his teacher because he did ihfaz and blah blah blah. So I took the initiative and I took him out. But what I did instead was I taught him Islamic studies at home. I bought a workbook. He had workbook pages. It's all in English. I didn't focus on teaching him how to he knew his letters, but not reading, not nothing. Just Islamic studies, just Islam, just the 5 pillars, just canon Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. Islamic studies.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to know something that I don't like. The people that were raised like me were basically like, we had to because we had to, no choice.
Yeah.
Like, you're going. Fun fact about me, fun fact about my family is you had to graduate Arabic school. You weren't allowed to drop out, and mind you, my dad ran the masjid. So I would get in trouble. I never got expelled. I could never get expelled. They would tell me, Ruhi and Dabush. Yeah. And then I would sit on the stairs for 20 minutes, literally counting 60 seconds 200 times. Okay? I literally would count, and then I would come downstairs to the office, and I'd be like, my dad said he's going to do with me when I go home. On repeat. Like it was, it was, But I graduated high school, English, and Arabic school at the same time. So I was the only 18-year-old in Arabic school amongst 12-year-olds and 13 and 14-year-old. And it is what it is, you know what I mean? But the one thing that I want to say about that, because my aunt did that with her kids, right? The younger ones now, what, they're like...
I mean, I'm not done, so that was just the beginning, but...
the thing is, though, about that lifestyle is when you go through teaching your kid, now you take away somebody else being able to give your kid something that you're not able to give your kid.
I mean, that's why I'm saying I'm not done.
Okay, what were you trying to say?
So, when he was young, I'm talking about, this is when he was in, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, when he was still really young. So I took it in my hands to teach him, and the mom is the first teacher anyways.
Yeah.
So once he knew Islam, once he knew how to read Quran, once he knew his tahiyyat, he knew how to pray, I was okay, now you need to learn how to read. So now he's enrolled in a private tutor just for him, so he doesn't feel embarrassed, so he doesn't feel that pressure, so he doesn't feel like, now he really wants to learn it. You know what I'm saying?
Tailored it, basically.
Yeah, 100%, slowly. Because I didn't have that. It was go, and slowly, and whatever. And then, I dropped out in 4th grade because my dad bought a gas station in Flint, and he couldn't take us out of his school anymore.
That was definitely a celebration. Definitely a celebration. Nah, I wanted to add to that, too. I wanted to add to that. I forgot a lot, but I did have the soda from Arabic school.
That for sure.
Which is beneficial to now, so I could pray. That's great. But I did the same thing for my kids too. Like I took them out of school Saturday, Sunday, and I got them a teacher.
See, that's the thing
it's
though. Like tailoring. I'm all for that because then it becomes like they feel like you guys know that TikTok that it's like, oh, take one step if your mom and your dad, and then one person steps and and it's like, yeah, at least your kids get to step when they say private tutor. You know what I mean? Like you did that to your kids.
No,
I was a sheep. Oh, we learned all together. We learned Islam was fearful. Like, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of cons for being in Arabic school, but I'm not gonna lie, I am the person that I am because of the discipline of my childhood. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't like Umar said, like I would not change the way that I raised for a thing because again I have the discipline, I have the character of somebody that can say like I have good morals because of the stuff that I've been through as a child. Arabic school played a big role. I'm still not a good chunk of my friends are from Arabic school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even like let's say I didn't learn a single thing in Arabic school, which is not true. I mean I'm very good with my deen and I'm able to like speak on it, and a lot of that comes from Arabic school because I took Arabic school. I had to take it. I recipe and everything. Maqbula Rasiba, that was me. But I mean, I was learning. I literally used to write.
Your daddy passed you. I'm just like.
No, I wish he did. My dad's getting the report card. Embarrassed because Asma, my sister's getting pass, and then me, the oldest. Rasiba, Maqbula, Rasiba, basically failed, barely making it. Even my. I literally used to write on the test. Manish Arfa.
I hate you so
Manish
much.
Arfa. Done. But you want to know? One time I got 10 points on. Best thing, I got 10 out of 100. Most I've ever gotten on the test. Because I wrote Bismillah Rahman Rahim on the first page, and ever since then, every paper that we ever got had Bismillah Rahman Rahim on there. So I started that trend.
So another thing that I kind of want to piggyback on as well is that during Ramadan, we read the Quran or whatever, but with Ramzi, like I have to have him understand the surah. And that's the same book, the same book that I gave you. Like, and he's writing me a paragraph, summarization. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
And no, he knew, especially during Ramadan, we did Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam stories, and there would be a chapter. I'd like read. There was 30 chapters in the book. Nice. He's a middle schooler now. I might tell him read each one, and it's in English. I could be yell at me or whatever, but I'd rather him understand than him trying in Arabic and not knowing what he's reading. So I would like read the chapter, and you have to text me a paragraph before you can go out and play or before you can do that. And that's why it was easy, and he knew. Like my thing was him was like, Ramzi, that's my job as your mom.
Yeah,
like, do you want me to go to hell because I didn't teach you or I didn't give you the right tools? Like that's my. And he, like I told you, Ramzi, you get into his emotions, he's gonna do it, and he's gonna at least understand why I'm not doing it just to force you, like how we were. Like you're going out of school, you're following. Instead of me coming at it anyway, like I understand it's hard. I understand you're in school and you're juggling both, and I understand that. A funny story in kindergarten. It's so embarrassing. This is when I was like, I gotta teach this kid Arabic. Like he was in kindergarten and my friend was subbing for the teacher, and his teacher was Miss Hari. Shout out to Miss Hari. She's teaching Arabic, but she was absent. His sub was my friend Miss Reese, and there was a kid that didn't speak Arabic, and she's like, Ramzi. He's like, yeah. She was like, can you talk to him in Arabic? He's like, what's Arabic?
Oh man.
This is kindergarten though.
Yeah. She's like, Babbitt, your son don't even know what Arabic is. I'm like, oh my god. Like it was like a slap in the face.
That's funny.
You were too hard on yourself, girl.
That's what I had to get it together.
Is 5 years old.
Yeah, it's kindergarten.
I know, but at least know like I'm Arabic, I'm Arabi, I'm and that wasn't something like
That's
I'm telling
funny.
you, like that was my beginning years. You know what I'm saying? I was so.
Just want to read this off before I pass it on to you, Kamer. Garrick was saying facts while you were talking, Shay. And then my wife said definitely want to roll Mila. She even says she wants to learn Arabic, inshallah. That's the plan. And then Saba Ma'azib said, I agree, Garrick, technology is very advanced and also making kids really lazy. Feel free, guys, to comment, or you guys can call in. Remember, you can always call in if you want to join the conversation. The number is 313-306-1750. We're going to keep it going. I just minimized all this too much, but... Kamer, same question to you, I guess. What are your expectations when it comes to religious duties for your kids?
When it comes to religion. So, growing up, it was a bit, you have to. It was always enforced to do it. So when I have my boys, I don't want to force anything on them. I mean, honestly, I wasn't. I put them in, like, Arabic school. They didn't like it. Put them into Quran school. Just only learn Quran, at least Quran. I couldn't do it. Got them one-on-one. It was good. I like that one-on-one connection. It's so beneficial. I mean, I wish I could taught them, like the way you taught your son. But I wasn't there. I had so much other things that I was doing. But when it comes to like the religious, it comes within. And I want them to want it from within.
Yeah.
I got my oldest now. It's talking about, I want to get more closer to Islam and more closer to my deen. I'm like, great. That's all I wanted. I don't want to force it on no one.
That's what they're
within
gonna wanna learn.
If you want to learn, if you enjoy it, you gotta feel it and you want to do it on your own.
The one thing that I want to say, like growing up back then, is they pushed the wrong things about, like they did it more honestly, and I hate to say this because we're different now. And I can say it because we're different now, actually. But honestly, they taught us Islam for show. You went to Arabic school because, don't embarrass me, you're going to Arabic school. All the kids were doing it, you have to do it. You know what I mean? It was more for show. Now, ask me, did my parents ever tell me, get up and pray? You know what I mean? Did my parents ever, in front of people, but like, would my parents ever wake me up at Fajr and tell me, hey, Shema, get up and pray? No, right? And to say what Kamer says is now, mind you, I was raised in a very, very religious household. And I had a conversation with my dad about that. And I asked him, I was like, Baba, like, how come you, like, after a certain age, you guys weren't honest about prayer? Like, maybe when we were younger, like, come pray with me, like, be cute or whatever. But, like, after we all became, like, adults, in a sense, like, how come you guys weren't honest about prayer? And my dad gave, and I remember it hit hard. He's like, are you going to answer to God or am I? Hada dini wala dinish. And at that specific moment, I was just like, I got goosebumps again thinking about that conversation with my dad, because I swear to God, at that specific moment, I was just like, whoa. You lose the religion that you even knew. Because the Islam that I know, I retaught myself the Islam. You know what I mean? I use all the foundations that I have. But as an adult, I chose Islam. Now, that's why I tell every born Muslim, go back and read the Quran from scratch. Go back, learn your ahadith, learn your tafsir, learn what La ilaha illallah Muhammad. Like, go back to the fundamentals of it, because it's a new Islam. That's why they say you can't raise from the generation before, because like Islam tailors to the life that we're living now. So like for me, when I started getting closer, and I'm doing tafsir as an adult now, 25 years old. I'm in the nursing program. I do a lot of community work. I do a lot. But every single night, and Kamer knows, I literally like, okay, my alarm went off. I have tafsir tonight. You know what I mean? So I do a surah or a verse, like, because right now I'm on Surah Al-Baqarah and there's a long ayat. So I'll do like a chunk of tafsir every single night. So at least I can tell myself, did you do something academically? Check. Did you do something for yourself? Did you go to the gym? Did you eat right? Did you make yourself breakfast? Did you do something? Check. Did you do something spiritually? The five are mandatory. That's not doing something. That's mandatory, right? That's eating, drinking water, right? Breathing air. That's mandatory. Did you do something for your spirituality? Did you do something to better yourself? Check. You know what I mean? And that's me now. That's not my parents. That's not, if you want to do it based off on how we were raised, then like I should, I should be something totally different. But this is my religion. This is how I was able to identify, and I'm grateful that my parents didn't like throw it down our throats. But at the same time, there are stuff that I wish my parents did, like, hey, get up and pray, hey, do this, hey, do this.
And also we have a lot of scholars, a lot of people on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's so much easier. You know, and that's crazy because when I first started, and people just get so scared to even start with religion, right? They don't know what to do with it. So I had that same feeling with the Quran. The first time that I didn't know what to do with it, and I remember I was like, oh my God, Shema, you don't have to go to a textbook. You don't have to. You hit YouTube up. Like, start small. And now you should see my playlist.
Yeah, we're definitely it's a good.
That's why technology use it to your benefit.
Yeah. YouTube is it. Honestly.
But that's why
for everyone.
It's the best streaming service.
Listen,
I don't even know, others that are even comparable, to be honest with you, because
I don't know. I just want to throw it out there.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, what about
like Twitch is the only one.
Yeah, you could have TikTok.
TikTok
Streaming. We're talking streaming.
Yeah, so let me just tell y'all something, because right now we're getting mixed comments. There's people that are saying that it's a good thing, and there's people that are saying it's a bad thing to have parents, push it, and there are people that are saying that they pushing it so much made them look into other religions just to find.
But that's not pushing. That is extremism. That means your parent was not teaching you Islam, because Islam means peace. So if your parent wasn't teaching you peacefully, that was not Islam. That was extremism. So again, I lived in a household where Islam was a lifestyle. It wasn't thrown down your throat. Now look at me. I mean, I pray my five, alhamdulillah. You know what I mean? I do my spirituality work, and it wasn't dumped. You know what I mean? So that's why the people, and I mean, I have family where it was shoved, and like literally they hate, and now they're ex-Muslims, or they're this and they're that, and it's sad. So again, stop being ready. Be ready to like actually own to what actually happened to you, and realize that person that was giving that to you was a little extreme.
Yeah. Just quickly, I just want to know an answer, yes or no. Are you for pushing it every single day? Telling your kid every single day, reminders every single day. Even though they probably know it by now, and old enough to know it by now. Are you for or against it? And we don't want to have to get into details. I don't want to.
I know, but I have to, because okay. So the first 7 years, you're playing with them. You're not pushing it too much, right? The middle 7 years, that's where they're able to be like, they're critical thinkers. That's where you need to start on them every single day. The middle 7 years, so like 7 to like 14, every single day. Did you study? Did you pray? Did you read? Did you get them in that? Because consistency is key. You build that habit, then when they're 14 and up, you're their friend. You're their advisor. You get up and pray, and like Muhammad was saying, like adhan, and it makes them feel that way. Or you place an adhan in the house, and they hear it, and they have that feeling where I gotta get up and pray. That's when you gotta let it go.
I like the answer.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, okay.
I like it too, but Ahmad and Shay made a couple of good comments. You mentioned your kids. They're at an age where they want to get into Islam for themselves.
Yes.
Very important. And then you also said about not pushing it down their throat, right? I think the reason why I agree with Abby is because she set the ages level. Because once they get over that 18, that 21, you cannot keep pushing them anymore.
No.
They're gonna have to do it for themselves.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, they're gonna know that when you go to your qabr, when you die, like you're gonna have to answer.
Absolutely.
As a parent,
now I'm not gonna be there like saying, "Oh no, it's my child. Don't do anything to my child. It was my fault." No. Everybody answers for their own sins. So,
and as a parent, once they reach that, like just like where you're at right now, patience and dua. That's all we can do as parents.
Yeah.
Be patient, be the lending ear, and make dua for them. Ya Rabbi yahdihum. You know what I'm saying? That's what my grandma always says.
Yeah, and so we got, again, Seba is saying that they were teaching us culture and tradition, and it became confusing.
Yes.
But it forced you to do the work and learn the right way for yourself, which
Beautiful,
is where
Lisa.
accountability and intelligence comes in. And then we got a comment just saying it's past Isha time, but alhamdulillah, we already sallied. He was,
Right.
that jab out there. So yeah, I just want to make sure we mention that too. We'll take all comments, negative, positive, we'll read them all.
It'd be nice to hear from anyone.
Yeah, like,
anyone.
If you're a parent and you're struggling or you're not struggling,
We got a phone
or you
call
have
as
some
you
good
said that.
advice.
Really?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
What's going on
So-
right now? You got some people?
I really
Answer
want
so they
I
like,
got you.
I mean,
Everybody,
get that call.
I don't even know.
who?
We're gonna find out.
Ismail.
Hey, how's it going? We are officially live on the Table Talk podcast. Who do we have with us today? I'm Sam. All right, wherever you are, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're very low right now. We can't hear you at all. I can't even hear you.
1 second, he said.
Alaista.
All right, and while we are waiting, I just want to say, Alaikum salam. What's going on? Who's this calling? Hello?
At least they called.
Yo. Yeah, he hung up.
It's all right.
Hung up. It's
They'll
okay.
call back if they can.
That was nice.
They look like
Yes.
they're working at a gas station or something. It's like they're.
I actually want the young ones to call, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really want the young
Just
ones
ask
to call,
us
like
questions
the teens.
and see what they want to know. See what they want to learn. I mean, our just advice, right?
We're
We can
here,
maybe help
yeah,
them.
we're here to speak and answer any questions. You never know who would really need to talk to someone.
Abdullah said he's working at a gas station. Yeah.
My name is Sada.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
Sebet.
go.
Who said
I
Sebet?
don't know. I don't know if this is the same person, but is this Sebet with us?
Yes, it sure is.
All right, how's it going, Sebet?
Shout out to Saba.
I'm good. Thank you for calling, by the way. So, I mean, I know you've been commenting, so you kind of know the conversations that we are having right now. So, first of all, what are your thoughts on basically parents kind of pushing it down, their kids that this is what you should be doing 24/7, 7 days a week, on top of it? Like, are you a fan of that or no?
No, I'm not. I grew up that way. I grew up in Hamtramck. But it became really confusing. And I questioned everything. And as I got older, I realized what I was being taught was culture and tradition. I had to kind of teach myself as I got older and study on my own. But not all kids have this within them. That's where the parents have to do, they have to do their job, basically, and they have to kind of teach them to maybe, study other religions and look at other, other traditions and other cultures and other, and other religions. So I had it in me to want to do that, to want to study other religions, just to see, what everybody is saying. And as I got older, I realized what I was being taught was it was tradition. But it made me go away from that.
Okay.
And when I went to college, I, studied other religions, and then it turned out that they're all pretty much the same.
So, are you like? I don't want to say like, do you have kids, or do you like brothers or sisters have kids? Like, how do they approach it, or how do you approach this situation now? Now that maybe you have kids, or maybe someone has kids, like, and you see it firsthand.
Yeah, I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old girl, and I'm Yemeni, but their dad is black. He's African American, but he's Muslim, but his family is Christian. So I teach them the Islam and I teach them the Christian, the Christian religion. So I want them to be able to choose. I don't want to force anything on them. I don't want them to be like me and kind of have to do double, triple work just to find myself and find my way. I want to kind of just give them the tools and the foundation to be who they are and find themselves. I'm not into that forcing things on them. I allow them to learn and to teach, to learn and to ask questions.
And that is important that you're there also to help them answer it. Do you guys want to ask anything, by the way, while she's here? Because I was going to ask her something else, but I don't know if you guys want to touch on anything that was just mentioned.
I think it's beautiful that you are exposing them to, both religions and then having them choose. I'm assuming they are, like, are they, are they more into Islam or?
Is she Muslim?
Because our culture is very strong. The food, the traditions, the holidays is pretty strong. They're not into the to Christianity from their dad's part. I mean, they like Christmas because of the gifts. That's about it. So,
For sure.
Yeah, and so, yeah. I mean, this is a tough topic. Like, I feel like this could be like a whole segment. Is like, do you feel like forcing your kids?
Religion.
Pushing religion on your kids did a good or bad thing? Because we can sit here and debate it and talk about it and have this conversation.
Especially for children who both of their parents, like, they have family that is Christian. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I feel like that are mixed children. Coming from two different. I feel like they have it the hardest because they're trying to figure out like who they are, and like they see some family that follow this religion, and the other family follows this religion, so they are kind of confused. And I give you kudos for you to be easy on them and have them slowly choose who they really are and what they want to be.
And Sabet, we might have to have you on if you're okay with that, because I think you'd be a great person that can see both sides, or tell a story of both sides. So if this is something that you would be interested in, maybe we can discuss it and figure it out.
Yeah, I can come on. Just remember this, I'm not conservative, so I'm going to say a lot of things you guys may not, like. So
No, it's all good.
prepared.
It's all good.
Shayma, what do we do here?
Oh, Seb is the perfect one to get comfortable. Get it? What is it? Comfortable
being uncomfortable.
Yeah, we
So Seb is great for this one.
we're so we're on that track. But Sabet, thank you again for the phone call. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in, and please keep on support. I mean, keep on commenting. You want anything you want to call? Feel free to call anytime.
Yeah, let's move on from the religion question though.
No, I want you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Sabet. I appreciate it.
I want to say something about the religion, which you're right. It could be a whole different show. You guys know this girl, Sabet, personally?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind being on that show.
All right, we got a phone call.
All right, go
I just want to call this one too.
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Because I have an opinion. I ain't gonna lie. I have an opinion, but.
Who?
Alright, this is Abdullah. This is Abdullah Qusari. Is this Abdullah? Alright, here we go. Abdullah would be a good person to be on that show too, man. Because Abdullah will be ready. So Abdullah, I know you're calling probably because of what you just heard.
Let him give his own opinion.
Go ahead, Abdullah. I'm ready for you. Abdullah, go ahead. Yeah, can you speak up though, Abdullah? I don't know what it is. I don't know if that was you that called earlier or it was someone else.
Move it to the mic more.
I'm talking about I can't even hear him.
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I feel like it's low.
You know what? It might be the phone. Let me call with a different phone. Okay?
All right, feel free to call back.
I got 2 phones.
He do.
Nah, but.
He didn't got 2 phones. He called me
Okay,
from a different phone. I was like, what's this? Going on until he calls back. Basically, how do you teach your kids responsibility like money management, household chores, time management, and stuff like that? So, how do you teach your kids this kind of stuff? I mean, it doesn't have to be one specific thing. It could be just in general. How do you teach your kids responsibility with all this stuff?
Again, with boys, me being the mom, it's a little challenging. They just feel like they could do anything and that they got it. And I'm like, all right, I guess you're going to have to learn the hard way.
For sure.
Seriously, life is going to have to teach them.
Yeah.
So I allow it, obviously, and I let them grow and learn and, be those men.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, you can keep talking. He can wait.
No,
He can
go
wait.
ahead.
I like it. Abdullah, go ahead, Abdullah.
No, wait.
No, it's already on you now. It's already on
Respect to
you.
Abdullah. He has my father's name. Yallah.
No, that's right.
So, what was her name? Sada?
Yes.
Alright, so she was saying that we can't try to force our beliefs right on people, which is 100% true. Because the Deen, it says in the Quran, there's no compulsory in religion. You can't force anybody to become Muslim, right? Correct?
Yeah.
100% right. However, we're obligated, we're told to teach our kids the half of the truth, right? So, for example, she said you can't force views or beliefs on your kids. However, why does she force education on her kids? Because, they have a right, or if you're 100% into free will, you should allow them into education. Because what if they didn't want to go into education? There's a flaw in that design. For example, if your kids are using profanity, if they're hanging out with the wrong crowd with a certain friend, you can't say, oh, you can't hang around with these certain types of people. You can't use these certain types of words. But when it comes to religion, you're telling people, oh, you can't follow this religion. I'll give you a selection of like 5 or 6 religions or whatever it is, and you just, close your eyes and pick one. Or you just, whatever you see fit, I'll go with the flow. I'll allow you to do that. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. There's a flaw in that design. Because as a parent, you're supposed to teach your kids right from wrong. And who's to say our religion is correct? However, it's your job to teach them right from wrong. and then you as a Muslim, you have to show them, you have to teach them the Quran, you have to teach them the Sunnah. And if they don't accept it, then fine. Nuh, his son, he wasn't a Muslim. He died a Kafir. He died a non-believer when he got drunk. So his job was to teach him. And if he doesn't believe, hidayah, it doesn't come from us, which is guidance. Guidance does not come from us. Allah says guidance comes from Allah. So no matter how hard Nuh wants his son to become a Muslim, it wasn't meant to be, and he wasn't guided. He was the wrong Muslim. So our job is to help through that step, that phase. And if they reject, well, that's not on you anymore. But if they reject it, it's not on you anymore. And if they accept it, alhamdulillah, you did a great job as a parent. And that's all I have to say. If anybody wants to add it, they can go ahead.
I mean, I think that's great. I was gonna say we could maybe save this for a show because even Garrick said he wants to come on the show if this were to happen.
Hey.
So we could have a show about this. Like I think it'll be a great show. But Abdul Rafai did want to give you a shout out. He said he said you need to use an iPhone, not a Boost Mobile. All right, that's what Abdul Rafai just said.
Razor.
That's what he did. Boost Mobile. But yeah. So I just want to say that. But Abdullah, we appreciate the phone call, man. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yalla, Abdullah. Abdullah was on the Role Models show, by the way. Shout out to Abdullah. I'm sorry, Ahmad. Kind of going back to what you were saying. You said you kind of just let them learn on their own. That's what you do when it comes to responsibility. Teaching them responsibility is one of those learn from your own mistakes kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Learn from your own mistakes approach. And how's that been for you? Like, it's been a roller coaster? Or?
Man, honestly, it's challenging. It's challenging. It's new. It's every day is a new day. It's a new struggle. It's a new, new responsibilities every day. I mean, especially as them growing as men, it's like they want to take that territory of we're men, we know it all. I'm like, all right, just wait and see.
Every man is a strong, smart woman, so they need to understand that they need to listen.
So do they come to you for advice, or do they come to you saying like, hey, this is what we're about to do,
They have their days and moments.
Okay.
They don't. I can't say that we're like just we trust each other and we just connect and we're just having fun. No, honestly, it's a mom and they're the boys, trying to learn, to live life, and I do allow them to just live and learn. I mean, I don't know all the answers. I'm just doing the best I can as a mother, to be there for them, to provide for them, to show them that, I'm a single mom and I have to do it on my own. And no matter what, I'm still going to take care of you. No matter what. No matter how old you're getting. No matter how you feel that you're the man and you want to take care of me. I mean, because there's times where they want me to just sit still. Can you be that housewife? I'm like, there's no way. I'm not a housewife. I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
But let me just give you a round of applause for that. All right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like I said, for those that are watching now and they weren't watching, we mentioned that Kamer has two great boys.
Thank
and
you so much.
amazing boys, man. And like I said, I know Muhammad more than Kareem, but Muhammad is a very great kid. And we had some great conversations. And, if you ever need any advice or talk.
I've actually called you a couple of times. I remember, sometimes you don't know who to talk to. And I needed someone to kind of connect with my kids. Again, I have one brother. My family is big, but they're just scattered. They're all in their own zone, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's completely okay. Mm-hmm. But I know that I come from a community, a big community. Alhamdulillah, like I literally watched you guys grow. You know what I mean?
Literally.
So I was so happy that I could connect with you, and you were into the school, and you're into the community and sports, and I'm like, yes, I need someone to.
Mentor.
At least, everyone needs a mentor. I mean, therapist. Anyone that is in that field and they want to do it min qalbahum, from their heart. And alhamdulillah, Umar, wallah, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. And I'm going to read the comment because I've been doing it. But again, this is something we could have as a table talk conversation. Abdullah Farai said, I can agree with Abdullah. To raise our kids, we must raise them following the teachings of Islam, salat, and fasting, and have them fear Allah, not you. Teaching them Islamic values is a must, and sadly, many parents don't do that. But I'm speaking for parents and kids who are Muslim, can't speak for ones that aren't, all right? And then Garrick said, facts. Kimmy. So we got a new nickname for you too, by the way.
Kimmy.
I know that. All right. How do you teach your kids responsibility? Moti, is the Mahmoud sandwich still or no?
No. like, no, Kamer was also saying, I'm gonna comment out that because it's part of my answer. She was saying that her boys kind of like want to do their own thing, right? As far as with money responsibility, like my kids got chores at home. You know, that's one way that my wife and I kind of like show them responsibility is chores. You know what I'm saying? Like the basement. Oh, it's your basement. It's your basement. Whatever happens down there, you're responsible for. I'm talking about the cleaning. You know, I'm talking about something breaks. Whatever it is, like we tell them it's your basement because that's where their games at. That's where they have friends over, cousins. That's where they hang out at, right? Their clothes, their laundry. Like, I mean, they don't do the laundry, but they fold their own clothes, put it away. You know, when they eat, after they get done eating, they clean up themselves. Those are things we build with them. Like, yo, you know, those are your things. Just the other day, you know, this is the part that I tell you guys that, I try to like encourage them to do these things, and there's incentives at the end. They know I tore my ACL. They know it's very hard for me to move around, right? So it snowed, and I told them the night before, I was like, man, who's gonna shovel the snow tomorrow? Like, just messing with them, you know. I was gonna do it. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow.
I woke up in the morning and they handled it.
MashaAllah.
You know, those two guys, they handled it. I swear. And I was like, oh, all right. They trying to get V-Bucks. You know what I'm saying? So, and then
They did the job.
and then yesterday I got groceries, and I put it on the stairs because I'm like, I can't just carry it to the kitchen. This is hard, you know. As I'm putting it on the stairs, they stop what they're doing. They put it to the kitchen. Like it's already in their head. Like, I see my dad do it, or I'm gonna help my dad. So those are responsibilities. As far as money, like I got this thing on my kids where their birthday money they get to keep it because I teach them about that. Like my oldest son, he's stingy, like with money. There's a good thing about that. There's a bad thing about that. You know what I'm saying? When he's stingy, I tell you, he's stingy all the way around. Like he's stingy. Like he won't give nobody his money. He won't even help out his brother. Well, my other brother is like, yo, Baba, I want to buy this. What about side? I want to give side. So he's always the giving one. So I tried that with them, Youngest one, he would lose his money all the time. I'm like, yo, I'm your wallet now. I'll tell you how much you have with me. Whenever you need something, let me know. It's going to be subtracted from that amount. The oldest one, he used to buy them V-Bucks, them video games. And I'm like, how can you blow $200 in 1 month on video game? How?
I cannot understand.
Like, it goes away. You guys know it goes away. Like, that stuff goes away.
Just to change their character, you guys.
Yeah.
What is this?
You guys know that
just to change the character.
I don't know.
People are sending
it's crazy.
on
It's crazy.
TikTok now. If you want to send like somebody's on live and you want to send them like an emoji,
gift.
you have it's $2.
Yeah.
And people are going so that's like $20 right there.
Yeah.
So like everything now. Everything.
So yeah, that part I was like, all right, you guys are too young. Maybe this strategy is not gonna work right now. I was like, now give me your money. I have your money. When y'all want something, you let me know, and I'll buy it with knowing that, all right, it's worth it, or all right, he deserves that for now. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I do with them with money.
I made the same question for you. How do you teach Ramsey a responsibility with just everything like money management, chores, time management, stuff like that?
So Remzi's the only child, okay, and I don't like, not to throw shade or whatever, but it's all me. I don't get child support. I don't get any of that. It's all me. He knows how hard I work, so he doesn't get necessarily a like prize for him doing something. He doesn't. I don't give him like allowance. I don't do that. Him and I, we're a team, and he knows that. Like, we're a team. I need you, you need me. Like, we're gonna work together. So, like, you guys, he washes dishes, he cleans his room, he does laundry for me, he sometimes puts my clothes away. Like, whatever we need to do to get through the day, we're gonna do it together. And there is no incentive for that. Like, he knows this is how we're going to live. Like, I need you, I'm a working mother. You can understand that, like, being, so he even makes himself his own food. He makes himself pancakes. He makes himself sandwiches. Like, he will find a way to eat. Like, he's very self-sufficient.
Beautiful.
And I think that'll help him in the future.
No, it will.
You know?
It will 100%, a million, trillion, quadrillion.
Especially when he goes to college.
Look
I
at.
grew up with boys. My brothers did not do one thing. I was the only girl.
You're right about that.
Her eyes at that was.
Listen, I was the only girl in the house.
No, she's right about that because
I was busting
I wish I did learn something. Like, as far as laundry, I learned that after I left the house.
Right? You had to learn.
Nah, well, after I left the house, yeah, when I had my own house,
On your own.
cleaning, I went to my own house. You know, hey, does your kids pay bills, by the way, or no?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, bills? Okay,
I mean,
good.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
they tried to help out.
No, because when you're talking about, they think they know what's going on. Oh, you don't know what's going on until you pay some bills.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
okay,
like
okay.
in that level, but yeah, of course.
No,
they want to like
They try to help.
take care of it. They really
Good.
do. They want to be the kings, and
Great.
they want to.
Great.
It's just hard to kind of like just
Let go.
It's really really hard.
Yeah.
I can't be the housewife. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, my advice is let them continue to help with bills, so when they get on their own, they'll know like, all right, these are responsibilities I need to be getting.
So, you know, when you say that, right? Like, so my thing is, as well, like, I don't want to have my son think that it's his responsibility to, you know, take care of me. Like, I'm still the mother. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he goes to college. Like, I want him to understand, like, I got you until you're good on your feet. Because I feel like, that support when you're struggling, when you're trying to work and you're trying to go to school, and you're still young, it kind of, like, we have to understand that the way we raise our kids, that's going to be, like, how they perceive it when they grow up. Like, we have a lot of childhood trauma in us that we're, like, living through now, and we don't even realize it.
Okay.
Like, trust issues or, you know, the controlling, like, you know, being afraid or, like, my son, he's 12, so sometimes I'm like, do I let him go to the park and play basketball with his friends yet? Like, is that okay? Like, is it okay for him to go to get a haircut by himself? Like, obviously I'm letting him, but it took a minute for me to be like, okay, now I'm going to let go a little bit and then, like, see what he does. But it's still at the same time, it's, like, scary.
Say that again.
When do you let go then? As far as like,
No, it's starting.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for a mom,
See-
it's hard to let go.
See, as you know,
So-
like
Because my
Certainly
son,
grow.
you guys, you don't understand, like, my son is not street smart as much as, like, he's very shy. Like, you know how you were saying before, like, you know what I'm saying.
all day.
He's very shy.
What's your name?
Yeah, literally, you know? So, like, I don't want people to, like, play him or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
First
let
of
go
all,
just a little bit.
shout out to Z. He just said, "Hey, what's up?" And you know, I have him down in my phone with like a yellow shirt on. He's the only person I know that has matching teeth with his shirt. By the way, all right, I just want to throw that out there.
Okay.
He just said give you a shout out, so I just want him to crack up on that because I know he's gonna be laughing right now at that one. It's kind of throwing this all off. I'm sorry,
That's
I just
fine.
want to say that
That's
right
fine.
quick.
Please call in.
Yes.
Comment.
Garrick,
Join
as
in.
parents, we must not beat ourselves up when our kids make mistakes because we all human and make mistakes. Nobody is Allah. And then Farhan
Talking about me
said,
right now.
"You are saying technology affects the way our kids communicate, do, and think simultaneously. Technology determines how our kids interact around our organizational culture." I concur. So they're just agreeing. They're just agreeing with all that. So yeah. I guess that's kind of going off, and the last one basically is giving advice. Before we do give advice, I do want to give a shout out to our second sponsor and the last one, which is Umar Al-Halimi. Shout out to Umar Al-Halimi from Leo's Coney Island in Royal Oak. Their location is 10 South Main Street, Royal Oak, Michigan. Their number is 1248-336-8093. They are known for their delicious American-style food, known for their conies, fried chicken gyro, breakfast, chili, all that good stuff. They are a bunch of Leos that have been around for a long time, but the best one is the Leos in Royal Oak. So shout out to Umar Al-Halimi and everyone else over there at Leo's Coney Island. Khalid Hussein said, Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for the way that I was raised. So he wanted to chime in and say that. So, if there are couples, married, whatever, who are looking to have kids, what advice would you give them? Kamer, we're going to start off with you. What advice would you give them? You're already shaking your head and taking a deep breath.
No, only because, again, had them very, very young and I didn't have a choice, to be honest, you know? So I would advise everyone that wants a child to truly want a child and know what it takes to take care of a child, because you have to connect with them. You have to give to them. You have to be ready to have, have a child and take care of a child, because they grow and you're literally dealing with another soul.
Yeah.
So I would say to really communicate and have a partnership and a supporting team. I mean, there's some that don't even want to, get married and, have kids. So, I mean, There's a lot of girls actually.
And I think
There's a
that
lot of
comes
people
from-
that just want the kids,
comes from
but don't
childhood
want the
trauma as well.
relationship because of the fear of the relationship.
See, here's my thing about children, and I'm just gonna put my 2 cents out here because I'm not a parent, and let me just get myself thing over with, okay? So, I'm big on putting in the work. That's my saying. That's everybody has a life lesson. Mine is put in the work, okay? So here's the thing about the scientific perspective about trauma and how it gets passed down. When you don't we are all made out of genes, we're all made out of DNA. So when you don't necessarily fix that trauma, you literally make the genes reciprocate the ability for that child to then carry that trauma. So for example, the reason why I'm able to handle everything that I'm able to handle is because of the passed down trauma. We literally pass it down. So before you have a child, put the work into yourself. Right? And what's sad is we have a lot of unwanted mothers. Mothers that are mothers, but they didn't want to be moms. It happened, and they're doing the best that they can, but they didn't want it. So my thing is like, a child is a ni'mah. A child is a blessing from God, right? And a lot of people don't have that blessing. So my thing is like, take that blessing, realize that you're one of the few that actually get to have this blessing, but man, put in that work. Stop being ignorant, because honestly, I see a lot of ignorant mothers. I see a lot of ignorant fathers, and it's simply because they don't want to put in that work. And for me, it's as simple as I saw it, I see a lot, and it's not because my personal childhood trauma. No, it's because of all of the neglect that I see around me. Yeah. And it's like, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm confident in myself as a human being, but I'm not confident in anybody else except for myself. So that's the reason for me not wanting a child right now, or a child, period.
I mean, it looks like you got a quote ready for us. Is that what you're about to do for us? About to hit us with a quote?
No. It's going to come from the heart.
All right.
Okay, so my biggest thing is to listen to your kids when they're young. When they're little, when they come up to you with stories, when they want to express themselves, don't push them away, because when you push them away when they're young, they are not going to come to you when they get older. Okay? That's number one. Number two, the way you talk to your children, that's going to be their inner voice when they're an adult. The way that you talk to your children, that's literally going to be their inner voice when they're an adult. So if you're calling them stupid, or you're saying, what is wrong with you? And, you're never going to, do it right, and you don't do anything. Like, whatever you tell, listen, whatever you tell your children in their head, that's what they're going to hear in their head when they grow up. Another thing is, love your kids, man. Tell them you love them. Kiss them. Hug them. Be affectionate towards them. There's too many hard hearts out here. Qasi hearts out here. Like, literally, be nice. Be patient with them, just like how you're patient with other people. Just like how you're patient with other people. Be that person that you are outside the house, to other people. The kind one that's, like, forgiving and, it's okay. Be that person for your kid, for your family, So, just keep in mind that...
Thank
you. No, like, wallah, and of course, don't teach them tradition and culture. Like, raise them with Islam. That's it.
The time is now.
Yeah.
Time for change is now.
Yeah. And build their confidence. Literally, build their confidence. Make them believe that they can do anything that they want to do. Like, we forget that, wallah. Make them literally, like, you want to do that? Okay, do the work. Let's go. I'm with you. Don't shut them down.
You'd be surprised. I love what you said
haram.
about speaking stuff to them positively, and because it impacts them. Like, we see it with students, right?
100%.
We see it with students, how they carry themselves, and you sometimes wonder, like, man, you want to get mad at the kid, but it's because of what's going on at home. 9 times out of 10, it's because of what's going on.
More affection, like,
more
emotions.
Affirmations.
Yeah, and so, I try to do that because I know that they're not getting it. So me, specifically, I literally, love to pick on the students that I know are troublemakers, because that is their moment. This is their moment to shine. Like, oh my God, he's picking me.
That's
what
them
I mean?
showing that they need attention.
Yeah, and I'm just different moments where I'd be like, I want to give them, the positive reinforcement, and whenever I get the chance. But just want to say, like, with Amila, like, I it's so funny, and this is a minor thing, but it really can get to their heads. Like, usually we go to a place where there's playscapes, or Dino Land, where she has to climb stuff, and she's like, Bob, I can't do that. I'm like, you're superhero woman girl. And
Superhero woman girl.
Yeah, you're superhero woman girl. She just turns around and, does it.
It's that encouragement. It's that encouragement. It works for all ages, even for us as adults.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It does.
It's crazy how... So I recently started with my first graders, because you have some that they're confident, subhanAllah, and their family.
Kids tend to be.
And then you have some that are in the middle, and then you have some that have no confidence. So now, like, every single morning, because we can't go outside, it's snowing, it's cold, I'm not going to go outside. So they still need that energy. So we work out every single morning with our sight words. After we, do that, we do our breather, and then they get into their lock-up position where they close their eyes and they center themselves. And this is me saying, you are amazing. You are going to do whatever you put your mind to. You're going to stay focused. And then while they're closing their eyes, you guys, with the piano kind of sound in the back, literally, and you guys don't understand. You hear, you see them going,
The glow.
like, yes, they're like sucking it in. And then like I tap them to sit down and then we get water, whatever.
So nice.
But like affirmations are everything. And them hearing it now, I just feel like when they grow up, they're going to be like, well, Miss Abba says she loves me and she believes in me and she, and if they're not getting it at home, it's my job to give it to them at school.
I was talking about how I met the kindergarten teacher. Like, I remembered her. I couldn't believe she was still alive. But I was so happy.
Your kindergarten teacher?
My kindergarten.
Oh, my God.
I was like, whoa. It was just like a shock that I still can remember her. And I'm an adult. It's been years. And she's like so old. And I'm like, wow. Like, teachers have a huge impact. So it's beautiful that you're a teacher.
Thank you.
I encourage everyone to teach in any
It's
different
hard out
way.
here now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's so hard these days. And like, be nice to your kid's teacher. Don't get mad at them when your kid comes home and says something. Like, hear both sides, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're stressed out. They're stressed out. It's not normal.
Everything is new.
It's not normal.
It's
not
new.
anymore.
We need to, stay more positive and
Be patient.
Give the future outlook as, it's going to be great. We're going to learn different things. And this is the time to learn different strategies on how to work together and how to build together and how to connect everyone together. Again, this is why I'm here. I really would like to connect more with the outside world,
Yeah.
I don't like that thought of just being stuck in a house.
Closed-minded.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that whole lockdown put a whole different mindset for myself and for everyone else around me. I'm like, whoa, this is not the way we should be living.
Yeah.
We need to really find ways to connect.
Yeah.
I don't like the new world when it's all virtual. It's a bit scary, honestly, because you can lose yourself in that virtual world, and
sure.
we don't want to lose our kids.
Yeah.
And have you guys see that virtual reality stuff? How it's like so realistic. Like you put on they literally fall over and everything. It's
I'd
like,
rather rest and dream to have a virtual world.
I don't mess with that.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
It's scary.
I mean, it's only gonna get more. That's the crazy
It's
thing.
gonna get more advanced.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but
it's just the way the world is.
we
happening.
have to teach that when to realize this is important too. This right here.
Human connection is important.
It is.
We
It's
need
very
it,
important.
and we cannot forget about it. Honestly,
We can't. And
there's a lot of people that are stuck at home and not sure who to talk to, where to go. I mean, especially during these times, people don't know who to trust, who to talk to, and where to get help from. I mean, these are the lowest times right now for people. So right now, everyone should be opening up, wanting to help, and be that mentor for the youngest to the oldest. Us,
Yeah.
Especially taking care of the elders.
Life is short. you
Man.
guys. Well, no, life is short.
I think everyone should take care of an older that's not yours, like an elder that's not yours, and a child that's not yours. Connect those two to, for yourself to learn and grow.
Yeah.
And they will definitely need it and want it.
And Moti, I don't think we got your answer on this one as advice for anybody.
Yeah, each one of them said something that was part of my answer. So I'm glad they said it. But I'm going to say something real quick about co-parenting. Because I feel like that's very important to the child. If two people had a child and they didn't get along, do not put that on the child. It's very, very important. You guys could co-parent from different households. The kids don't need to be involved in your problems. I'll give you an example of myself. My kids are my kryptonite. They are the ones, if you're trying to hurt me, hurt my kids in some way. And that hurts me the most. Out of anything you could do to me, hurt my kids, and when two people agree to not be together, it's okay, right? Everybody goes their separate ways. Everybody's allowed to love the person they want to love, right? That does not mean to put that burden on the kids. And I think once people, start to do that, I think it'll be a better world for everybody because, you got mothers are keeping the kids away from the fathers, and you got in some culture and some religions the father takes the kids from the mother, and I think that's very bad. Co-parenting our mother. That's my whole thing. Besides the great points these ladies made today, co-parenting to me is very important in a child's life.
I just want to put on.
Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause.
Sorry. I just want to put on the record. I did not take my son away from his father. He chose that. So just putting on the record.
Okay.
Are you sure? So, no, I'm messing with her. Listen, in all seriousness, this was another great conversation. And I feel like we got a conversation out of this conversation. And obviously, our shows usually don't go 2 hours long, but it is what it is. But it is Moti's birthday tomorrow as well. So, they want to say happy birthday to Big Bro as well.
21? 21?
For sure.
21. Are you going to give us the whole song?
Everybody's supposed to join. Are we not doing that?
Yeah.
You gonna bring a cake?
Yeah, I'm not big on birthdays, guys, but I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
You turn up how old?
Happy birthday to Moti.
28.
Great talk. Thanks for all the tips. Proud of all of
I'm
you.
joking. 34.
Judy's giving us a shout out. Judy Malahi. And then Garrick said, I don't think nobody's prepared to be ready to have a baby. You just do it. It's a beautiful experience that makes you stronger.
But you know what? Subhanallah. I didn't have $1 to my name literally when I had Ramzi.
Oh, kids are a blessing.
And subhanallah, the rizq haq Ramzi came with him. I had everything he needed. Literally. Everything came to me. I didn't buy anything of it. Literally, friends, family, whatever. Like, subhanallah, it was like everything he needed. And I did not have $1 and I wasn't working. I only started working when he was 10 months. So, sometimes, like, subhanallah, you really don't. Like, God's plan is better than all of our plans. Let's just say it like that. Let's end it with that.
And
we plan and Allah plans and laughs. We plan and Allah laughs.
yeah. So you could watch the show on Oz Media 313 YouTube page. You can listen to the show later on Oz Media, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. Again, this was episode 18 of Table Talk podcast. We discuss parenting in this generation. As you can tell by how long the show was, that this was going to be something, I don't even know. I think we could have a part 2 to this conversation because
there's so much
that we probably didn't discuss or cover. And then my wife said happy birthday to Moti, and then we have it looks like a bot, Mariana Berry, with some random letters. Just want to throw that out there. Just want to make sure we do that. But you about to say something, Shay?
No.
Though you raised
She
your
was
hand.
going to say something, but she was like, forget it.
Was it the bot comment that you were going to read off?
No.
It says...
Sure, actually it was the buck.
Yeah, Bar Tech. With all that said, thank you all for tuning in. We go live on Tuesdays, 7 o'clock. We'll see you all next week. Thank you, Kamer. Thank you, Moti, for being here.
Thank you.
And you guys
Thanks for
all
having me.
have a great one.